Well, I'm back with another story. I thought it'd come out here at night. I don't know if it's nighttime thing does, but I was hoping maybe it makes it a little bit more creepier. Adds to the um, lure of the story and the creepiness of the story, or hopefully. Anyways, a guy told me one time that he was driving down this back road. Said it was way out in the middle of nowhere. Um, and he seen a woman walking down the side of the road. She had a white dress on, and he just had you know, the the notion, that he needed to give her a ride or something because this was out in nowhere. He didn't know of any houses around. So he pulled up her beside of her, rolled down the passenger window, and asked if she'd like, take a ride with him. At first, she just said she didn't know, didn't. Then, and he goes, well, I'm going the way you're going. So finally, she agreed, and she got in the car, and so they drove, started driving down the road and stuff. He noticed that she wasn't all that talkative at first. He asked her name. I can't remember what, we'll say maybe Sally or something. And but she wasn't, too talkative or anything, and wouldn't really look at him. Um, and he thought, that was sort of weird and stuff. So they drove a little bit further, down the road and stuff. And he said, and he came up on this um, old cemetery. It had this like arch over the driveway that goes up in there. I can't remember the name of it. And she goes, "You can let me out here." He said he slowed down and stopped in front of that, cemetery. And he said, "Well, there's no one around or nothing, no houses, no, not even a church, just this old cemetery." She said, "Well, this is where I was going when you picked me up. I'll be fine." He said it was sort of weird to him at first, but he didn't know where else to take her, or he didn't. So, so she got out of the car, shut the door, and walked behind the car. He started to take off, and he stopped himself and says, "This is crazy. Um, you know, I can't just leave her out here in the middle of nowhere." And he said he looked up in the rearview mirror and he didn't see her on the road. So he said he backed up, kept looking around, didn't see nobody. Said he pulled up into the driveway underneath that arch and got out. And he said he looked around and he called her name. He said there was no answer. He said, he looked around for a few minutes and walked a little ways into the cemetery and stuff, and looked around, and he said he didn't even see her no more. And he said just a freaky feeling came over him, and he got back in his car and took off. And never seen her, again. Because he drove through her sometimes, going to work and stuff. But he said it was weird, There's this woman walking down the road. She wanted to be let off at the cemetery. He let her off. And then when he decided, he shouldn't have done that, and he went back, and she was nowhere to be found. But anyways, that's a creepy story that someone told me at one time. And, like I said, if you like his stuff, like, subscribe, comment if you do or don't. And I'll have more stories on here. All right, I'll catch you in the next story.